The sadness of the Trump verdict is equal to the joy that lay within it for me, but heard here in San Sebastian, where if you were to walk down the street trying to celebrate with them, they would be indifferent, close to indifferent. They consider the whole matter passé and an American affair. I would imagine that if I were on Garfield and 7th Avenue, the vibe would be a little different, yes? Plus of which a friend of mine assures me that upper middle class New Yorkers suffered under Trump because he punished New York for not having voted for him, just as they canceled a tunnel project that the city needed. At any rate, here I was. The verdict comes in, I don't know, 11:30 my time. There was a verdict at 11, I think, and then 11:30 or 11:20 came the verdict, and I felt so jubilant that I wanted to pop champagne and drink brandy and smoke herb and smoke a cigar and dance in the street. And I could do none of that because the liquor cabinet is locked most of the time. And I'm not the one who has the key. My keeper has the key. I did have hashish, but you can't really celebrate on hashish. You need a boost. You need to bump it up, as Keith Richards' son would say at the age of 12 in the passenger seat, the co-pilot seat, with his stoned dad. Anyway, this all puts me in mind of my father, whose father, Jake, a sports fan and a gambler, got tickets, paid $50 in 1937 for the Louis-Schmelimg fight in Yankee Stadium. And I was so impressed because I knew as a child from films about the fight, and I expressed to my father such pride that my grandfather had gone to this fight and how special it must have been. And my father said, actually, no. Actually, he arrived late on account of traffic, and the fight ended just as he sat down, which was about a minute, I think it was a minute 38 of the first round. So he had paid $50 in 1937, which is like paying $500 now for what? Just to drive to Yankee Stadium and get mill through the crowds and then mill out through the crowds back to his car. But for me, it was mythic. Well, that's sort of what happened to me last night.